Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today we're going to have a real quick discussion on another thing that we got from REI. So this is actually a women's sleeping bag. So my daughter is going away to a sleepaway kind of school event and needs an actual good sleeping bag. So we decided to get one of these from REI. So this is the REI Down Time 25 women's sleeping bag. And actually, this is actually interesting. Maybe the first thing to discuss, when they ship it, I'm glad they shipped it like this. And what I mean by that is, as you know, this is a down bag. And down, you don't want to have it compressed and then stored in compressed fashion for a long time. So I'm glad that when they shipped this to us, it spent however many days in transit. Maybe it was even sitting on the shelf like this, but this is totally acceptable because, as you can see, it's packed very loosely. It's not in a tight stuff sack, so that's great. So here it is, and oh, look on the back here. Yep, it says, as you can see, this is the Down Time 25. And here is the kind of temperature range that it is set for. They make two versions of the sleeping bag, the regular and then the long version. So this is a women's regular, so it fits up to 66 inches. Here's the weight. It says 3 pounds, 3 ounces. We'll go ahead and measure that in a second just to double check. But I think overall, oh, here we go. Here's some more information here on the front. So it's got, yep, Downtime 25 sleeping bag. This guy, yep, is the regular size. Yeah, this one is regularly, it retails for $250, which is definitely steep, but I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to get rid of these or have them on clearance, but they only wanted, it was half off. So I think it was around $115. So we said that's too good a deal to pass up. So we went and snapped up one of these for my daughter, and we're going to see how this works. So let's see, what do we get in here? We got the stuff sack here, and I guess that's just it, huh? Oh, no, good. So it does have an actual backpacking stuff sack. That's great. So as you can see right here, it comes with the backpacking stuff sack, which is obviously much more compact and will pack this thing down into a much smaller volume. So that's great. So it looks like we get the backpacking stuff sack. You get, obviously, the backpack. And then you actually, this is awesome. We've got a nice, bigger storage stuff sack, so we can keep this at home and stored in a nice uncompressed fashion. So this is what we've got into it. So tell you what, let's go ahead and give this a whirl. So the bag's been working out great so far. In fact, the older daughter just went out on a 2-night trip with this, and it performed great. So we liked the bag so much that the second daughter also wanted one. So they actually were having another sale, and we were able to get a second bag also on sale for about $115. So yeah, now we're excited. Each kid's got a bag, and I think we're all set and ready to go. All right, so I thought maybe I'd show you what the bag looks like with a live human inside it. Again, you can see over here, this is what the shape of the bag looks like by itself. As you can see, it's a standard mummy bag. It's narrower in the feet than it is at the top, and you've got a nice hood to keep your head warm. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I do like the zipper system on this. In fact, you can see the zipper, it's a little bit wider, so it makes it easier to pull shut. And you can actually pull this shut from the outside like this, but also on the inside of the zipper, it's double-sided, so you can actually zip it up from the inside as well. So for example, when you're down here, you can easily pull and zip, okay? And maybe what we'll do is, let me show you that I am about 5'7", or excuse me, 5'10" tall. And I know this is a women's bag, but as you can kind of see here, this is about the maximum height that is going to fit inside this bag. Right, you can see my head is about the top of this, so I don't think you can get any more than a 5'10" person inside this bag. But again, it's nice. You can zip it shut, and then also it's got the drawstrings here, so you can actually tighten this if you want. And then also, let me go ahead and I'll show you one more thing. On the inside, it does have this sort of kind of neck cover, so this can kind of go around your neck like this when you're inside the bag for additional warmth. Now, one thing that we should talk about is, I'll show you down at the base. As you saw, the mummy bag form factor, it's quite narrow down at the base, so you can't really wiggle or move your feet around too much. But again, the zipper is nice because one thing you can do is you can actually unzip it from the bottom like such. So now you can actually get your foot out if you need to while leaving the upper portion of the bag zipped up. So that gives you a little bit more flexibility in temperature regulation with the bag. Okay, and then one other thing I wanted to show with the bag and the zipper is I'm sure you're staring at these two bags, and if you're anything like us and we've got two kids and they're about the same age, and one thing that's really nice is when we go camping is if we can combine multiple sleeping bags together to kind of make a mega sleeping bag so they can all stay together and stay warm. So these you actually can do this with. So for example, let's take one of these. You can unzip it all the way, and let me show you what's great about these zippers again is that the zipper, when you back it all the way down, will completely disengage, right? So it will separate completely one from the other. So let's do that on one sleeping bag. We'll do it on the other sleeping bag as well. Both of them are able to completely disengage from one another. And then what we need to do is just take one sleeping bag, flip its face down, leave the other one face up, and then what we can do is just come back. And now we are going to engage one set of zippers from one sleeping bag into the other zipper track, like such. Let me go ahead and get this. You're going to pull this down. Okay, and then zip it up. And there you go. We've got basically one half of, you can see the mega sleeping bag. Now you do the same for the other set of zippers here, like such. And let me get this. Okay, and then zip it up. There you go. And at this point, we've got a double mega sleeping bag put together. So now this thing can fit 2 or 3 kids inside of it all together, or you can be super greedy and have one super fluffy sleeping bag. So this works great for multiple kids or siblings. If you want to make a mega sleeping bag, you can do that. Now, one other thing you might be wondering is, can you actually wash this sleeping bag at home? And I'm happy to report that, again, the answer is yes. If you read the care tag here, you can definitely do this. In fact, I made a completely separate video on how to wash a down sleeping bag. You can get to it over here, but I use this as the example. And in fact, this is an example. I just washed this. We came back from a camping trip. It got a little bit dirty, but I was able to throw it in the washing machine. And by following the appropriate instructions, this down bag, it's washed. It's just as fluffy as it ever was. In fact, it might even be more fluffy than it was before we washed it. So happy to report that you can wash this bag at home, even though it's down, and it's just back to brand new. All right, and here's what the bag looks like stuffed into its stuff sack. So it's nice and compact. Obviously, you can see here full size. It does compress down quite nicely. And it's a good size and a good weight. In fact, we were able to just, we came back from a overnight backpacking trip, and the older gal was able to strap this to the back of her backpack and carry it up and down, and no problem. So it packs down quite nicely. And, you know, as is expected with down, you know, as you can kind of see here, some of the down starting to poke out. But again, that's inevitable. It doesn't seem too bad with this bag. It seems well made, and we're not losing a lot of feathers. So pretty happy so far. All right, so there you have it. This is the REI Down Time 25 women's sleeping bag, and we've used it now for, gosh, over a year. Many outings, washed it a few times, and it's worked great. The kids love it. I've actually even stolen it a few times and tried it out just for fun. And yeah, I think REI hits another one out of the park. It's a great bag, and this and any of the other related bags I'm sure will work great. So we've been very happy with it. And with that being said, this is probably a good spot to leave it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in any other of the REI gear reviews we've got, feel free to check out. I've got a dedicated playlist on that. Otherwise, I'll look forward to hopefully seeing you again in the future, and we can all learn something new together. So until then, I think I'll sign off. Talk to you later. Bye.